Hey, podcast listening people, is the struggle real? Why are MSP marketers struggling? Let's talk about it. Let's go. Hello, my friends. Connor Doobie here, Chief Marketing Officer at Active Blogs. And if you don't know already, host of the B2B Mentors podcast. I'm honored to have you here. I come at you live every day of the week at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. And if we're not going live at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time, then we're probably doing an expert interview at some point in the day because, those experts are hard to schedule sometimes. So you want to make sure you check those out. Make sure you check out the podcasts or on all your favorite podcast apps. And today, I wanted to dive in. I wanted to go really vertical today. I wanted to go very specific into MSP marketers because, we've worked over the years with a mini number of managed service providers, IT companies, vendors, you name it. And I think this is a very interesting world nowadays, right? There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of roadblocks and hurdles and challenges in getting your message out there, breaking through the noise, getting through to these very well educated and often very difficult to reach prospects like CIOs, CTOs, CISOs, the CEO, and oftentimes 5, 10, 15 other influencers and decision makers in the sales process when you're selling managed services. So why are MSP marketers struggling, right? Ask yourself this question too, like what is the struggle out there? I know this too because I consult, I advise, and I meet with many number of MSP marketers throughout the week and throughout the month. In fact, just today, and what kind of led me to having this conversation is a very interesting conversation I had with a chief marketing officer of a managed service provider. And we started kind of ideating on these things. Like, what are some of the biggest true roadblocks that are happening right now? What's keeping you from reaching your goals, from reaching your marketing goals, from reaching your sales goals? So let's start with this. If people don't know why to buy, or they don't know you, first off, they cannot flow to you. And so how do you break through? Like, how do you actually get your message across? Well, first thing, all roads to a sale, whether you're marketing through paid ads, whether you're doing email campaigns, associations, outbound, inbound, all around, turnaround, you name it, is messaging on your website. Every single road to a sale eventually leads through to your website. And even if you're talking to like a referral that you've had, your website is really validation and verification of the number one, okay, these guys are a legitimate business, or they're an established company and they're thought leaders. They speak directly to me. They know my challenges. They know my roadblocks. They know my problems. And so I always use this term, which is messaging equals meaning. Messaging equals meaning to the prospects that, want to start a conversation with you, that want to learn more. But 9 times out of 10, we are doing a horrible job at emphasizing our messaging on our website. And either it's not specific enough, or a prospect lands to your website and they're like, I don't really understand why this business is different. I don't really understand why this MSP is going to service me better than Joe's down the street. right? Or, I basically have almost unlimited options. Every mom and pop nowadays, every CTO who's resigned, the great resignation that's happened has gone off and maybe launched their own mini advisory or their own mini kind of boutique managed service provider. And so, number one, are you being specific to your prospects, and are you actually speaking to the primal portion of their brain versus the analytical portion of their brain? Because no matter how analytical people can be, we initially get our attention grabbed with key messaging. And usually that key messaging is short and sweet. I don't care about you, right? Like I'm saying that facetiously because people don't really care about you. They are selfish and care about themselves. So not only just managed service providers, but a lot of companies do this. You land on their website and the only thing that they talk about is them versus talking about you. What are the problems that you're facing? What are the challenges? And also, how am I specific? In the world we live in nowadays, buyers, when we have access to almost unlimited amounts of information, we would much rather work with an expert rather than a generalist, right? And think of the last time you went to someone's website and you considered contacting them. Did you not contact them because you felt like they were not specific enough to your industry or specific enough to your business? Now look at your website. Is it specific to an industry? I'll give you an example of another marketer I just spoke to, is they are basically, I don't know if I'll name the state, but they operate and basically dominate the territory in one single state. But when you go to their website, it says nothing about the fact that they are really the go-to expert in that particular region. Number one, not only for people who are coming to their website, but also for SEO purposes. If someone's searching for, I'm in Florida right now. If I'm searching for, Florida IT services or, security company in Florida, and I'm not finding you, well, you're missing potential sales and leads and deals to your competition. Also, attention to detail. I hear very often as well, hey, okay, so we've got a lot of people coming to our website. Well, number one, it's one thing to get a lot of people to check you out and to research you and come to your site, but it's another thing to get people to actually contact you. And so, are you specific and pointed in why people should actually reach out to you? Or do you make them jump through a bunch of hoops? Like, I can't tell you how many websites I've been to where I just want to talk to somebody, or I just want a consultation because I feel like our business is unique and we have our unique set of problems. And so it's better for me to tease that out with someone versus jumping through all these different hoops and funnels and downloads and all that just to get someone to reach out to me, just to get a conversation started. So I'll give you an example of this. If you go to our website, which is activeblogs.com, on the very top right-hand corner of right on our homepage and throughout a lot of different pages on our site, we have something called a What I Need Fast form. So what does a What I Need Fast form do? Well, number one, without people having to dig and investigate through our website, it lists the very specific services that we offer. And because we're not, even though we do a lot of different things, we don't promote ourselves as a do it all, be it all company. We're very focused in, hey, we provide high quality B2B content in the form of either videos, articles, or micro posts, or do you need something more along the lines of SEO? And then immediately that's what we do, and it makes it easy for them to be able to reach out and actually contact us. So how much are you making your prospects work once you've actually got their attention? They're actually checking you out. They've actually seen your messaging. Your messaging ideally is fixed. Maybe, you provide maybe you're just strictly like a Microsoft Gold partner. I'm just using that as an example. Well, maybe me as a prospect, I'm looking for a very specific set of Microsoft specific partners. But if you're not emphasizing that in your messaging, then I'm going to go look for it elsewhere. So really, what are the differentiators? This is the challenge. This is a challenge for every industry. How are you truly different? And are you stuck trying to compete versus dominating your very specific focus sector? And here's another trap that I see very often. Okay, we're a mid-size managed service provider, and maybe we're doing million a year, a couple million a year. We're doing somewhere around that range. We're under the $20 million a year mark. And me as a marketer, I'm looking up at our competitors or other vendors or other service providers who are doing $100 billion a year. And then I'm trying to emulate my marketing off of what these companies with tons of resources, tons of traffic, tons of people who are already aware and paying attention to them, and trying to apply that into their marketing. So this kind of also goes into like too many shiny objects. These are just some notes that I've written down in preparation of talking about this today. Is I think one of the biggest struggles for MSP marketers is the shiny object syndrome. And it goes back to looking at my competitors, goes back to constantly just consuming all the information of what I could be doing in my marketing versus what I should be doing in my marketing. If I'm a lean company and I'm not with tons and tons of resources and lots of staff and marketing, instead of trying to do it all, be it all, like, the biggest frustration is when I talk to people and they're like, Connor, I need blogs. I know I need blogs, and I need landing pages, and I need to be running Google ads, and I need to be doing SEO, and I need to be doing LinkedIn ads, and I need to be running email campaigns, and I need to start a podcast, and I need. These are the things I need, and I'm kind of already working on them, but mastering none of them, right? So what is the focus area? This is how effective marketers who are going into like leaner companies, right, where you're bootstrapping a lot of your activities, is focusing on the one thing. What's the one thing that has worked? What's gotten us clients? What's gotten new people onto our email list? What's gotten us attention over the years? And then taking those things and scaling the crap out of them, mastering them, getting them self-sufficient, and then moving on to the other thing. And by the way, I've made the same mistake too, right? I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 7. I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. I'm always coming up with new ideas. Every day I have more ideas than I can ever implement in my lifetime. Lots of ideas, lots of thoughts as to like, oh my God, I need to be doing this. Lots of different actions that I could potentially be doing. And so the hardest thing to do is to be eliminating, like pushing out like, hey dude, what can I get rid of? And what can I really focus on, make it work, scale the crap out of it, get it so it's a flywheel, right? If you ever heard of the flywheel effect, you get it moving, and then eventually it just keeps moving on its own and keeps eventually self-sustaining on the momentum that it has happening. That's what you should be looking at in terms of your marketing. So quit trying to compete, quit trying to like over emulate and be like everybody else, and truly focus, dominate, be specific, talk about pains, talk about the challenges. Like if you're selling IT managed services, you're not selling technology solution. You're selling a business solution. You're selling either a savior of time, or a savior of money being spent, or a savior of overhead or complications, or there's a bigger business impact, like, hey, we cannot move into this next level and this next evolution in our company until we solve this one piece. So with that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed very much. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Okay. We're on all your favorite podcast apps. I see you watching this. So if you are, or you're watching after the fact, do me a tiny favor. Give this video a like, drop a comment, share it with other people in your network. Because if even not for you, I guarantee you there's somebody else in your network who will get great value out of this conversation and out of this content. And if again, like, you feel like you're just stuck in a rut, or you're super successful and you are a B2B marketer, you're a managed service provider marketer or CEO or president, or you oversee all of the activities in your company that are related to growth, highly recommend you attend our free. This is a free gift for you, my friends. I put this together in thought of you, our free mastermind. We do it every second and last Thursday of the month. And I bring in a room full of top experienced B2B marketers that you can network with, learn from, mastermind, and connect on where you're stuck in your marketing. What kind of roadblocks are you having? What kind of, where you really stuck right now? And the only way that you can get unstuck is not really with what you know or who you know, but who knows you and might be able to provide the answers to your question. And that's part of the point of putting together this mastermind. So make sure you attend that. Make sure you sign up. Seats are limited. So I cut it off after a certain, number of people. And maybe you're sitting here saying, well, dude, I'm very experienced. I've been super successful over the years, and you want to provide potential mentorship to others. Then that would also be a good case for you to come check out what you're doing. With that, my friends, much love to you. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Make it great. And I'll see you on the other side. Yeah.